Hey, yo,
Ew. Ew.
woo.
Woo.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope you had a good, hopefully long weekend
Mm.
um, with the extra day or two off if you were so fortunate to get a Friday as well off. But welcome in. A lot of good sports going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Cowboys are just retired from football. They're terrible.
Pack it in.
But you know what? In lighter news, apparently no lockout coming in baseball because they're just throwing the money out. So to me, that indicates that the money is there. Tyler, how the hell are you?
Doing well, man. It was just a wild weekend. I'd say more so Saturday. I thought the beginning to end college football Saturday was outstanding. One of the best Saturdays in a long time that I can recall. NFL
Yeah,
Sunday, look, it was NFL, so that's good. I thought most of the games sucked, but again, it's football, so can't complain too much. So all in all, not a bad weekend. Ron, how was your weekend?
well, Tyler, your obvious Michigan bias is showing yet again. No, I thought that was awesome. I don't, but I didn't, like, is it good? I guess it is, but is Harbaugh just going to get like a bazillion dollars and stay there forever? I don't know. We'll see.
You might,
But
you might.
no, the weekend was good. Um, did get to see a little bit of the West Ham game, obviously the NFL and college
Mm,
football, and played a little golf on Friday.
there you go. There you
Shout
go.
out. But all in all, very good. So let's just get right into it. Let me move this up here. Hold on one second. Thank you, StreamYard, for this long list of things that have to go up.
Mm.
Actually, well, let me see if we have this. I don't think we do. But hey, Texas is back. The Texas Rangers are back.
Mm.
Apparently giving $325 million to Corey Seager. So, like in a not staring down a lockout kind of situation, I think everyone is worth that kind of money in baseball, but it just indicates to me that they have to know. They have to know there's not going to be a lockout. Why would you pay this guy so much money? And all the other guys, I think the Rangers got like 2 or 3 other big free agents also, correct?
Yeah, they also signed up Marcus Simeon and John Gray.
So it doesn't seem like the move of someone that just knows, like, all right, cool, we're going to sign the deal and then, kind of slog it out negotiating for 8 months and the season gets canceled. I think on the bright side, this means that there will be a season that starts on time, but a little interesting. Also, Scherzer to the Mets, $130
Yeah,
million for 3
for
years.
3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, like I had said in our text earlier, like I think the fact that we hadn't heard anything since the World Series ended, I thought was a good sign because that's neither side kind of using leverage, like, oh, like this side said no fucking way to this, like the usual slander stuff. I thought that was a good thing. I'll say I still have concerns. Like I almost a part of me wonders, like, are the veterans just taking these deals now because they know they're going to strike and get crushed in negotiations? So they're like, let's get this money now because it may not be good later. I don't know. I certainly hope you're right. Look, I would love nothing more than the season to just start. Let's
Well,
just
I
carry on
got
with normal. But
like you're part of the argument, but when it comes to signing the checks, it comes down to the owners. So if they
mhm.
are actually still trying to sign people up and pay them literally hundreds of millions of dollars, to me that indicates that they will be planning on playing like a full season.
I find it curious that the veterans are like, look, I want these deals done before the CBA deadline happens. Like it just to me that kind of like a
Well, the
red
only
flag of like, do
like
the players know something bad is going to happen?
to me though, like the owners hold all the cards all the time, so
Of course, sure,
they're the ones that have to sign off on this. So, like, all
yes,
right, get the money when you can. I get that, but I don't think they would go in on this if they're just like, we're gonna make the CBA way better for us. Like, let's just wait until we sweat them out, lock them out, do whatever, hold out. Like, it's
unless both sides are playing worst case scenario at the same time, where the players are like, something bad's going to happen, we got to sign now, and the owners are like, shit, contracts are only going to go up after the CBA, we got to sign now.
Just sign it. I didn't know what
Just
to do. I didn't
both
know.
sides both sides acting in like a worst case scenario system that's like actually against each other.
It just straight spazzing out. If that is the case, that would be amazing.
That's kind of amazing, yeah.
But we will see. Again, it's kind of, read into it how you will. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I tend to think that it's good just because the money is out there now. So these just seem like guys that do not spend a lot of money on things they don't expect a return on the investment for. So I'm hoping that means they know, I don't know, whatever it is, something that this is going to go off. Like, we're going to work it out. The season's going to happen. But no guarantees. It's not guaranteed.
That's true. It's not guaranteed. By the way, sorry, I was just looking through a tank. I don't think either of us clipped the NFL scoreboards for later.
I'm efforting. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't want to really. I didn't want to gas up Justin too much, who apparently is on a little bit of a heater right now.
Sure.
But again, not guaranteed. Everything,
That's true.
Entertainment purposes only. Please believe that. You must believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But Justin is working on something.
That.
He might have probably, well, I mean, let's just say it, potentially the best week of our season in our picks. So
true.
We will wait and see what happens with that. But as we move on to the college ranks, let's take a look here. Of course, we have Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Cincinnati, just sitting right there. Look, dude, good for Cincinnati, getting a shot, get in there. What happens from here, it's up to you. I mean, what happens in the ring is really up to you.
Yeah, so as you can see, like these are obviously going to change tomorrow based off what happened this weekend. Just kind of wanted to throw this up there just as a reminder. This is what it was look like going into, I actually guess you would say, Thursday, since that's when the first college games this week were. So this is what we had going in. Of course, the big game of the weekend. Oh, it's over, folks. It's over. The reign of terror.
Over.
The reign of terror is over. Michigan.
The national nightmare has ended.
That's right.
Thank God.
And you can, I'm again more than willing to say you can call this bias. I don't think this game was even as close as the score indicates. Michigan I want to give special shout out to Ryan Hayes, Trevor Keegan, Andrew Vistardis, Zach Zinter, and Andrew Stuber. Who are those guys, you ask? That is the front five of Michigan's offense. They absolutely had their way with Ohio on the line of scrimmage all day long, helping Hassan Haskins run for 180-something yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, just absolute dominance on the line. And on defense, of course, Aiden Hutchinson, who set a Pro Football Focus record with 15 quarterback pressures, 3 sacks, which give him 13 on the season, which is a new Michigan single-season record. David Ajabo on the other side of the line had 1 sack, I think 3 tackles for loss. I mean, just both sides of the ball. Michigan dominated the line, absolutely had their way, and that's why they won the game, man. I mean, it was beautiful. I was crying. I was crying watching it. It was fantastic.
And obviously it did not happen, but I texted Tyler after the game it was a tweet from someone else, but I really did hope that it was Harbaugh just saying the classic Ric Flair, I will be more obnoxious and you will learn to love it because you have no choice.
He did not say that, although he did throw some shade at without mentioning names. He threw some shade at Ryan Day, talking about how some people are born on third base and think they've hit a triple, which I thought was nice. It was funny because like the press conference was so like anti Harbaugh. It was him just being like real gracious, real straightforward with his answers. Like didn't say anything about Ohio, and then he threw that line in right at the end, and I was just like, ooh, okay, good.
Look, we know it's a guy that can hold a grudge. Like, look, let's just be honest. Like, he's a little down right now, but did we think he wasn't going to take like one little jab? Now that he's kind of back on the pinnacle, like, of course, like that's what Harbaugh does. So, like the classic USC Stanford thing. What's your
Justin,
deal? What's your deal?
You're not wrong, Justin. You're not wrong at all. He is.
No,
but
he is. He absolutely is. But I feel like he regained some of his like douche powers to just throw back. Like, hey, by the way, while I have you here, fuck Ohio, the whole state, everyone that ever lived there, all their family, like
as a staff, record label, and as a crew.
I thought he was going to go in way harder than that, but I did like his little sneak jab. I did appreciate that.
But like I said, it was just it was fantastic. Look, they limited Ohio's running, just domination on both sides of the line. Just absolutely, like you couldn't have drawn up a better formula for Michigan. And I will give credit to a lot of Buckeye fans I've seen on on Twitter, on Reddit, whatever. Most of them are pretty gracious about it. Of course, I'm seeing some that may throw in all kinds of excuses. The one that makes me laugh the most is complaining about playing in the snow. I'm like, bro, you're Ohio. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
does it not get cold there?
But so yeah, Michigan gets the win. That takes them to 11-1. They will, in all likelihood, probably go up to number 2 in the rankings. Just kind of the committee has really valued them this year. We've seen that with them being rated above a team that beat them. Now they've got to go, and because of this result here, Minnesota winning Paul Bunyan's axe against their rival Wisconsin. Because
which
that Michigan,
we may or may not have had some privileged information about.
We don't know. Look, we don't know. Okay,
it's not
all rumors.
To say. Okay,
it's all rumors. Okay, it's all rumors. But so because of this, Michigan will play Iowa, which look, it's not easy. Iowa, even though their own fans will say they're the worst 10-2 team they've ever seen. Look, Iowa's got a legit defense. They have no offense, but they have a legit defense. So Michigan certainly got to prepare for that. I would say on paper, Michigan should win this one pretty easily, but this has all the classic makings of letdown.
Don't you dare. Just enjoy the ride, okay?
I'm enjoying it. Look, if Michigan loses, it'll be heartbreaking, but you know what? Beat Ohio. It's fine. Whatever happens from here is cake.
True. And as I said, I feel like it kind of, really bodes well for Mr. Harbaugh as far as I could do whatever I want for the next 9 months. Nobody say anything to me. Good for him.
He is bulletproof for at least another year. You are correct. But so that Big Ten game, that'll be Saturday at 5, I believe, is the Big Ten championship. Again, Michigan wins. They are pretty much a lock for the playoffs. In other potential playoff news here, we had an Iron Bowl as well with a weird
Auburn.
game.
I'm sorry,
what a weird game this turned out to be. Auburn looked like they had it won. 10-0 going into third, give up a field goal fairly early on in the fourth. and then Alabama with a late drive comeback. And then the game you can see there obviously goes into a couple overtimes. Alabama finally gets the win. Auburn playing with a backup quarterback who looked like he needed to be on life support by the end
An
of the
injured
game.
backup quarterback, yes. And it was like, I don't. Is he like hamming it up, or is he like he just knows the guy behind him is probably like the punter or something, and I got to stay out here. Like, I didn't know if it was an act or if he was really like he obviously was hurt, you know. So
Yeah, oh yeah,
I'm not
very much so hurt.
I'm not questioning that, but it's just like, man, you're really kind of making a meal of it, and also making some questionable throws. The longer it went on, I was like, dude, Auburn, it's not good for you guys. Like, Alabama has all these guys. Like, if this game goes for 8 hours, like, what do you think is going to happen at the end? Alabama's going to win, probably. So
you know, that's something I was thinking about a lot this weekend. Just like, you know, we've talked about on the show before. Alabama's kind of not putting up those Alabama games that we're used to seeing this year. You know, they're not blowing people out. They're kind of winning a lot of close games. And the weirdest thing is, like, you know, in years past, we've seen them win games by like 30, and Nick Saban is, you know, at least pretending to be pissed off after the game. This year, they're, you know, winning. They're winning really close games, and Saban's kind of like cool with it. I'm almost thinking, like, does he know this Alabama team maybe isn't as good as everybody's perceiving them to be? Because, like, his change in attitude, it kind of throws me off this year.
I thought a little bit maybe was his preparing for, like, dude, we're going to get crushed by Georgia when we play them. It's going to be bad. So I'm already, like, kind of setting the expectation of, like, hey, we practice hard, okay? Don't come after these kids. They're just student athletes. They play hard. They practice hard. All right. So, you know, that's what we're doing over here. And he had a beauty of a press conference a few days ago.
It was a radio show.
It was just all over the place. But he was like against the media, then he was for the media, then he was against his own team, then for his own team, and against other teams.
Against the fans.
We're going to get our, like, everyone's best shot. All right. So what we got to do here is don't come after these kids. Okay. Cause they're all preparing, practicing. They got pride. Okay. So what you want to do is, you know, just let us play the game. And it just went on. And I was like, oh my God, this is like peak Saban.
Yeah. That was a hell of that was from some radio show last Tuesday, I think it was, where he said I think an estimated like 137 times in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I tried keeping count of it and I just lost count. But
you can't count it at a certain point. But yeah, also shout out to Joey though, because I've seen Saban even I believe addressing the Joey videos like, well, I don't say I that much. All right. It's not like and then he definitely did it, like ending every sentence. So
yeah, it's a period for him. It's I is a form of punctuation to him. But so again, Alabama, you know, beating a not great Auburn team with an injured backup quarterback. Not looking good for them going into the Georgia game. But you know what? It's Nick Saban, so I wouldn't fully put it past them to suddenly come out of nowhere and destroy Georgia. But Bama kind of has to win to make the playoffs at this point. Like I think I said it last week. Like if they lost to Auburn and then beat Georgia, you know, 2-loss conference champion, they probably get in. Now they have to beat Georgia. A 2-loss non-conference champion, I don't think is getting in this year unless full chaos happens and everybody loses this weekend. So I think Bama's going up against, you know, a historically great defense and having to get the win. Gotta be tough, man.
I'm just hoping, like, that is the case, that Saban was kind of already trying to get out in front and couch it by just, hey, don't talk about the players, all right? These guys are going to school, all right? They're going to class, all right? So we got to do this and that and the other thing. Then it was hot on Tuesday, all right? So we lost a day of practice on that alone, you know, but we got to block out the noise. Like, it was peak Saban.
But yeah, we'll see how they do on Saturday there. Let's switch over to the Big 12. Just touch on this one real quick before we get to the major Big 12 game. In the morning, Baylor beats Texas Tech. Texas Tech missing a long field goal at the end of regulation to give Baylor the win. So Baylor at this point needed Oklahoma State to win to get into the Big 12 championship game. And they call it Bedlam for a reason. This game was a beautiful shit show is what it was. Both teams having muff punts within the 5-yard line. An Oklahoma player kicking a fumble out of bounds.
Well, especially with the aftermath, which we will get into shortly. But
yes, that's on the agenda, of course. But
yeah. First of all, I texted you. I was like, who took the under in this game? First of all, like, before we know anything about anything, the under, you are a psycho. Like, this is going to be points galore. So forget about that. And of course, it delivered. I think it hit the over, like maybe at halftime, even possibly. It was like 49.5. I was like, word? Like,
I think, let me see. That's 24 and 24. Okay, so they were just under it at halftime. But yeah, like 49.5 in a Big 12 game. Come on, man. Like, come on.
You didn't come for defense. Like, hey, what did you tune in for?
But Oklahoma State went down in the third quarter. Just a lot of stupid mistakes in this game by both teams. So Oklahoma State kept screwing up. Then the fourth quarter, Oklahoma started screwing up. Oklahoma State made a nice comeback there. Oklahoma had a chance at the end. Caleb Williams had a nice, 50-yard run on a fourth down to put Oklahoma into scoring position. They couldn't get it done. He wound up getting sacked, but he walked back into a sack on a player that was already on the ground on the final play of the game. And Oklahoma State gets the win. I will say this, in some defense of Oklahoma, a lot of very questionable calls by the refs that went into Oklahoma State's favor, although I did think that may have been the Big 12 sending a final FU to Oklahoma before they left. So Oklahoma State wins, so they are staying in the playoff contention. They are going to the Big 12 championship this Saturday against Baylor. That will be a fun game. I don't remember what time that one kicks off at, maybe like 11 or 12. Then the big news coming out of that. Of course, there is a press conference where Lincoln Aaron Rodgers Riley was asked if he was going to be leaving, and he said, I am not leaving this job for LSU. That's what he said. He said he is not leaving Oklahoma for LSU.
And he's a man of his word.
A day later, he's going to USC, baby. He did not. If somebody would have asked him if he was going to USC, he would have said the truth. Somebody would have told him yes. So, yes, Lincoln Riley going to the University of Southern California.
USC situation is so weird. Honestly, up until like 5 years ago, even, I feel like it was way more desirable than a lot of NFL jobs because you are in the Pac-12. You could probably get in the playoff like most of the time. It like recruiting hotbed, California, obviously. Like all these guys are going to Texas, Florida, wherever else, Ohio State, whatever. But so they're all right there in your backyard. If you can just put a fence around it. But now it seems like the administration at USC has made it so undesirable that they had to pay this fool a ton of money. And as you can see, apparently $110 million. So good work if you can get it.
Not just 100, like the 110 is crazy enough. But then, like, look at those other things. Buying both his houses for $500,000 over the asking price, buying him a $6 million home in LA, and then offering the use of the school's private jet at all times for his family. Good on you, Lincoln Riley. That is – you can't say no to a deal like that.
Sometimes it's an offer you can't refuse. Hey.
Yeah.
The gabagool, as they say.
But I'm also glad you mentioned the LA, the Southern California kind of backyard for big time recruits, because Lincoln Riley's been recruiting heavy in California, and since he announced that he's leaving, this is a number of the people that have formally committed that have since decommitted since that announcement, including, if you look at that 2023 class, that quarterback is the number 2 quarterback in the country, from California. I think 1 or 2 of these other guys in the 2022 class are also from Southern California. And then let me get rid of the banner here. Of course, the big loss here. Entering the transfer portal is Spencer Rattler. He is diving in headfirst into that transfer portal.
Hey, that is a leap of faith, as we all know. When you go in that portal, you don't know what's coming out on the other side.
Get in the transfer portal. You want to go? Get in the motherfucker.
You want to go?
So we'll see what happens there. I mean, it looked like Spencer Rattler's time in Oakland was done. Looked like Caleb Williams kind of took hold of that position. I'll be curious if Rattler follows Riley to USC, because USC currently has Jackson, spelled Jaxson, Dart, as their quarterback. Which
throwing darts, dude.
Look, that's a great combination of quarterbacks, just a name alone. Spencer Rattler and Jackson Dart. That's a hell of a duo by name. So yeah, like we'll see what happens. I mean, I definitely think it's a good move.
Strange times in the college football universe.
And that's not the only move that we have. This was announced maybe just a couple hours ago here, but Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame to go to LSU, which I find bizarre, because like Brian Kelly's been Notre Dame. I can't imagine he's leaving for more money, because Notre Dame is private. They could throw all the money they want at him. LSU being a state school, I don't know how much they could really offer him. This year's Notre Dame class was kind of supposed to be a rebuilding class for him, and they still went 11-1. So like their future's looking bright, but he's bouncing to go into a program that's been in disarray. So I'm really curious about this move.
The only thing that I could say about this is the way everything is kind of going towards college football is going to be its own thing. Like, yes, they will be NCAA schools, but hey, you guys just sit off to the side. Like, we got this. It's all controlled by TV. It's all controlled by whatever. Maybe, like, he just wants to get out in front of Notre Dame not wanting to join the ACC or any conference. Like, maybe he's just like, can't deal with it, whatever. But this is pretty shocking, I would have to say.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a bit before the show where I said, I don't know if maybe he just kind of is tired of this, just kind of the way it's set up. Notre Dame pretty much has to go undefeated to get in the playoffs every year. Like, this year they're a one-loss team, and they're probably going to be on the outside looking in. So I don't know if he just is kind of sick of like, man, I'm tired of going undefeated, but then going to LSU, like, well, you're going to have to beat Alabama to get in the playoffs every year. So I don't know. It's such a weird move, but I mean, look, there's been so many moves in the college. The college coaching carousel has been crazy. Like I wrote some down before the show. Obviously, Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly, Brent Venables, the Clemson defensive coordinator, is rumored to be announced as the new Oklahoma head coach in the next couple of days. Kalen DeBoer at Fresno State, he's now the Washington head coach. Billy Napier at the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, going to Florida now. Sonny Dykes going from SMU to TCU. I'm sure all the SMU fans are thrilled about that. I mean, it's been weird. So like, the college coaching carousel has just been absolutely insane the last like 48 hours.
I mean, really, the only thing I'd say is, like, of course, this is the time of the season where moves get made, people get bumped up to bigger programs, whatever. But also, you have to think about like all right, do we really think is going to happen here with the playoff, with the format, with whatever? Like, I got to align myself with a team that is more going to be in that all the time. So Notre Dame is kind of a weird spot. Like, I know they're like a darling of, if they go undefeated, yes, they're going to get in the playoff, but they don't have a conference, and it's going more and more towards you need to have a conference. So maybe that's why he bailed out on that. Even with Riley's thing, it's a way easier path in the Pac-12 than you're staring down the barrel of the SEC. Like, so people are making kind of like business type decisions here. Like,
well, that was something that did come out yesterday, was that Riley was kind of against them going to the SEC from the beginning. So when this job, when USC came calling, it's like, oh, you mean I got to beat Colorado to get to a potential playoff spot? All right, sweet.
Yeah, sweet. I'll take my chances with Washington. Like, I'll roll those dice, but I don't want to get my ass blown out by fucking like Auburn or so, like one of these. Like, they're all good teams, So if I'm just living in that division, like, what are the odds? Like, really, that we put it all together and get there?
I don't want to have a 7-5 season, but be 3-5 in my conference. Like, I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
So
I get what he is going for, and he got all the money and all the money. Don't forget all the money, but we'll see. I mean, look, I'm a UCLA fan. Like, I'm not even a USC fan, but I do think that them being relevant again is good for college football.
100%.
So hopefully this kind of brings it back in some way. It's going to take a couple years probably, but we'll see what happens.
Who knows, with all the recruits that Oklahoma was going to get going to USC, who knows if it'll take a couple of years. But
and they're all committed to USC.
That's right. Just one more thing I want to say about college football before we move on. So, we did show you the college football playoff standings before we started. Let me get that pulled up here. So, kind of with everything that happened this weekend, I'm guessing, they're going to give the penultimate rankings tomorrow night. You got to imagine Ohio's out at this point in time. 2 losses, no shot at conference championship. They're done. Bama, who knows if they're going to move. If anything, Bama might go down again, another close game against a team that they really should have beat, a team that was literally handicapped. Cincinnati, they won. They'll stay top 4.
They're the best team in Ohio. I mean, we all know that.
That's unquestionable. So they, so now they've got to beat Houston in their conference championship next week, which is no easy task. Houston is a really good team. I could see Michigan jumping up all the way to 2, just because, as I said, the committee likes Michigan there. But, think about that. If Bama loses this week, this will be a college football playoff without Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma. We've only had one playoff ever where only 2 of those teams made it. Like, if this isn't a breath of fresh air to you, I question if you're a college football fan.
I think the fans are clamoring for it. And also further evidence to the point of, at least, can we get 8 or 12? I mean, I think 12 might be a little too much, but that's fine either way. Like, my whole thing since the beginning of the 4 playoff was like, do you guys know how much money you would make? Like, if you had a bigger one, and then there would be no argument about just having the 8 teams, you would make so much more money than the college basketball tournament. Like, it would be way bigger than the Super Bowl. Like, it would be huge. But I think it's more about, like, dividing up the money. And that's the, like, I don't know, wherever they hesitate. Like, no, well, we got 4, and we got to, be loyal to these conferences, and we got to do this and that. And, I don't want to split up all the TV money. Like, ESPN's getting a lot, but no, everyone is going to get so much more money if you just go to 8 or 12. So let's just get there and just forget this ever happened, please.
By the way, Jaime, we do see you. Just hang tight. We'll bring you on. We'll bring you on shortly here. So, and I did just slam my pin down because Seattle went for 2 to tie it, and Mr. Unlimited threw an interception. So there goes the There goes the dream of my tie pick.
No.
But and to your point, like 8, I think is good. I think it's a lot easier to, write off the number 9 team complaining about not getting in than it is the number 5 team, because usually the number 5 team has a legit argument over like 1 or 2 teams in there. If it's a number 9 team complaining, you're like, it sucks, but you shouldn't have lost that third game. Like,
Yeah,
you know
you
what I
should
mean?
have done just a little bit better, dude. You're 9. Like, it's not, we're not crying over you right now. Like, you have to at least be on the cusp over here. We're like, I think 8 is the sweet spot. It looks like 12 is what it's going to go to, which I'm fine with that too.
Sure, 12's okay. Yeah,
because, like I said, the tournament and the money, everyone's going to make so much money. Like,
so much money.
please believe that. You have to believe.
The hand thing means the money.
You will print money at 8 or 12.
Recover the onside kick.
No. What is happening?
Oh God, they're down by 2 with 15 seconds after they recovered the onside kick. Anyway, but yeah. So again, we'll see what happens. And look, I even though I propose that hypothetical scenario with all the usual teams not being in there, I will say this: it's college football, man. It's entirely possible that Michigan, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State all lose, and then the committee will happily throw in Alabama, Notre Dame, possibly Oklahoma or Ohio State, just because they want money. So we'll see what happens. We'll preview the conference championships a little bit further the next coming days. But
well, even if you look at this right here, like, okay, so this is, the new one's going to come out tomorrow. Ohio State obviously going to drop out. But
illegal formation of the Seahawks, they did not recover the onside kick.
Oh, Mr. Limited.
Okay.
No. But what I was going to say is, if you take, like, look at the top 7 here. Like, we would all want all these teams in a playoff. Like, let them duke it out. Let's go for it. So I feel like that's how it should be. Like, at least 8, 12, maybe a little egregious, but, that's fine.
I won't complain about it.
But when the difference between 4 and 5 and 12 and 13 is a huge difference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. BYU is complaining about getting the playoffs, and we'll be like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I don't feel
sorry.
bad. No.
Yeah.
But let's go to the professional rings. And I see Jaime over there on hold. I'm going to get you in here on the Nicholas Barrios Mobile Notary Public Celebrity Hotline. Jaime, how the hell are you?
What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Bringing that in. And I also see that we may have on the Rollerama Celebrity Hotline, No ID Justin.
Justin. He gets the Rollerama treatment.
Oh, I'm watching the end of the game, but yes, I'm here.
All right, let's get into the professional football. Look, there was a late snip situation, so we don't have to talk about the games that happened on Thanksgiving.
We can talk about the games on Thanksgiving.
We talked about that last week.
Jaime wants it. Jaime wants it.
If you got thoughts on it, go ahead.
It was like pure emotion the Raiders were operating on. It was like something out of like a late 80s martial arts film, like Blood Fist, No Retreat, like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, they're backed in the corner. Like, everything's gone wrong. What are you going to do? It's a caged animal. So, playmakers make plays. That's what we did.
Yeah, Andy Dalton definitely did. Against
But
Detroit.
getting on to the Sunday games. Patriots, man, Mac Jones. He is looking like kind of for real. Titans, yes, they have like 1 million people injured. I still think they're a good team. They were on the road, but dude, I would hate so much. But it looks like the Patriots might be kind of back.
Yeah, I agree. Like I can't all year I've been saying they're just a team that they don't wow me. They just don't make mistakes. They still don't make mistakes, but like you said, Mac Jones is starting to look more and more like the real deal. I got to tip my cap to him there.
We
I
saw him
agree.
swagging up in the
I mean,
draft. I was like, dude,
no arguments. I mean,
your
you know,
time
maybe
on
it-
stage was over like 3 hours ago. Why are you like big ball walking it? Like, get out of here, dude. But
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
he might be the truth.
it could be, and maybe in the playoffs when Tennessee's healthy, maybe this is a different result. Who knows? But no, Patriots, man, they look great. I think they've won 5 games in a row, and 4 of them by like 3 scores, something like that. Like they're
yeah.
hitting their stride, man.
Finally cashing in on $150 million in free agent money. Good for them. On to the next one. Sorry, Herb, but the Jaguars just suck. I mean, let's just keep it real. They're just not good. I'm not dancing on the grave of Trevor Lawrence. I think he's still like it's too early to tell, but he is not in a good situation, and the team is just not good. And the Falcons, they're not good, but they are
The Falcons. They're just the
an
Falcons.
NFL team. I mean, they're still decent, you know.
They
Like,
are professional football players, yes.
and I kind of hesitate to say that about the Jags. Like, I don't know. I mean, they have some good players, but they don't have an NFL team. So, not really surprised by the outcome there.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
at this point in time, I think Urban Meyer's just he's looking at his phone, waiting for that South Bend, Indiana area code to give him a call.
Come on, please.
I think-
Especially
I
right
think
now.
He's going to be out of there before the season's over.
He's probably already gotten the call. He's just got to buy another week or 2 so he can complain about heart problems or missing his family or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's very stressful. I didn't know what I was getting into. I apologize to all the fans. Whatever he's going to say, but good for him.
So
You know,
South Bend,
all power to
South
him.
Bend, Indiana is a lot closer to those Columbus bars than Jacksonville, Florida is. So making that trip over might be a little easier.
The question is, what fans?
True. That's true. I think that
Well,
there's
that's
Tony
the
Khan
biggest
out there.
question.
There's Tony
What?
Khan out there cheering the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sundays. That's about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just going to tip my own cap. I did have the Falcons -2, but we'll move on. On to the next one, which I did take an L. on.
Wow! You had Atlanta to beat Jacksonville. Wow, bold pick.
Yeah,
What a
but
bold
look at
pick.
you fools. Look at you fools. Both
Yeah,
had
taking
Jags on the
chances.
money line.
Taking chances.
I know.
Well,
I
how did that
really-
work out for you?
Worked out pretty good, actually.
I regret nothing. Yeah, I say for Justin it worked out well.
Look, Justin, we all know you kicked ass this week, all right? And I already said in our text, it's officially a heater. Like, it is. 9-3. But, hey, I digress. I stand by what I said.
So, and to be honest, yeah, if that game goes the other way, then I'm 10-2. But also, if
Which
this
is
next
patently ridiculous.
if this next game goes the other way, then I guess I'm looking at 8-4 instead. But thankfully, the Colts were like, "Hey, let's just not give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. He's our best player
I
by
don't-
far.
What
No
was
doubt
up with
about it.
that?
Let's just go ahead and let's let 2 sprains chuck it up. Like I think like at one point, I think like 9 times in a row, 9 plays in a row or something, like it was something ridiculous. So for some reason, man, yeah, I don't know. Like they just if I'm Frank Reich, I'm running him like Vrabel runs Derrick Henry. Like just give him the ball. He's gonna wear down a defense and he's gonna make plays. But for some
The
reason,
crazy thing to me, too, is like they were in control for a lot of the game. Like, they weren't like we had to come from behind. Like, they were leading. So
Yeah.
why do you just go away from, like, we know this guy's a stud, and how come he's not getting the ball? Like, what is going on?
yeah, that was
He's a magic
odd,
man.
odd play selection.
Hey,
Yeah,
to be
very-
fair
very
though,
questionable.
that Colts and Buccaneers game, that last play Wednesday, that was a beautiful pass that was intercepted.
Hey,
That
nobody
was.
throws a better interception than Carson Wentz. Please believe that.
It's true. The king of picks. It's a thing of beauty.
Big
On to the next one in lighter news. Suck it, Steelers. I hate you guys. I'm happy
Hell yeah.
that you just got embarrassed.
Bengals are back.
0-2.
Bengals are back.
0-2 against the Bengals this season. Wow.
Hate to see it.
Yeah,
to
you
see
hate
it.
to see it. You hate to see it.
7-4. I mean, dude, if they were an NFC team, let me tell you, but they're not.
Oh, they'd be
instead-
wild.
Good point.
Yeah, man.
Good point.
Just absolutely dominance from the get go. Love to see it. Joey B got those boys moving. I mean, they're sitting in a tough division, but I think they're sitting fifth or sixth in the playoff standings right now in the AFC. So, hey, keep going, Bengals. Gotta love it.
Barring disaster, the Bengals got to get in. I think. I mean, that team is good.
Oh, they're getting in. They're getting
Nixon's
in.
good. Burrow, obviously,
Jamar
they got
Chase.
it kind of going together. So
I'll tell you who's not getting in. The Panthers. Cam is really back now. They fucking stink. and now
he's
you got
back.
Christian McCaffrey's gonna be on the shelf the rest of the season. I'm sure everybody's heard that. That sucks. But
3 games, just like we said.
Yeah.
yeah, no, and Nick, to your point, he is back to free agency. I don't know who the fuck would take a chance on him at this point. Unless you just want him. I could see Cam Newton maybe riding out another 2 or 3 years in the league if he just plays like a Taysom Hill role for a team. You know, like you got a goal line package for him.
That's what I was saying.
Nick
Goal
makes
line
a good
Cam.
point.
He
Other
came
than
in
that-
first 2 weeks, 3
Yeah.
passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. I was like, dude, yes, Cam is the guy
I'm-
when you're inside
I'm
5 yards.
back.
No, they stink. And Tua, man, look at Tua slinging it around, efficient as fuck. I mean, Waddle looks to be a guy. This is what the Dolphins do, though. The Dolphins just sprinkle in just enough flashes to give their fans hope.
Just
and,
hope, yeah.
You know, like
The
bettors
hope is what kills
but,
you.
You know, good on them.
Why does Miami do that? Like, they just suck in the beginning, and it's just like in the middle to the end. It's like, full upsets. Just do it.
I think it's a weird thing, especially now with Flores. I think he's a good coach, but
Yeah.
he's handled the Tua thing so weird, like benching him, or then all this stuff comes out where it's like he's hurt. Oh wait, he actually wasn't that hurt. Like, are you guys just trying to bone this guy? Like, give him a shot. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you obviously have a good defense. Waddle looks great. Like, Tua, I don't even know anything about Tua because he gets benched all the time. So I don't know if he's good or not.
I hope they draft his little brother this year.
The other one. Have them both on the team, and then you just figure out from there. Moving on to the next slate.
Oh, look at
Freaking
that. A
Eagles,
bunch more
dude.
games that I picked
Oh
correctly.
my
How about
gosh.
Hey, I was already giving you dap, dude. Chill out. I know you're the hottest of the game right now, Justin. Chill. But, yeah, Eagles boned me on this one big time. Hurts sucks again. The Eagles retire from football. Sirianni, get the hell out of here. Whatever, dude. I hate you guys.
That Danny Dimes life.
I don't know if you guys got that image I sent you of Jalen Hurts, man, but he's looking worn down, man. Like his arm looks tired already.
Take my strong hand.
Yeah, this was look, the Eagles have been doing really good against really bad teams, and then they just go out and just absolutely shit the bed against a really bad team. So I don't even know what to make of them. The systems aren't working. You know, delete system 32. Just delete
The flowers
everything. get
aren't
rid of
growing.
it.
The systems aren't working.
Listen,
Whatever the hell.
I'll tell you what happened in this game. I'll tell you right now what happened in this game. The Giants fired Jason Garrett. Therefore, the Giants' defense actually had to go against a somewhat formidable offense in practice this week, so they were
True.
better prepared to go against the Eagles' run attack, and they just shut it down. Prior to this, yeah, exactly. See, prior to this, they were just their defense was getting all overconfident throughout the week in practice because they were like, dude, we are shutting this Jason Garrett offense down, bro. Shutting it down.
night long.
and then all of a
Seattle
sudden they go into the
Washington.
game and
You know, 2 weeks ago,
nothing.
they left Tom Brady less than 20 points. Then they went into Cam's house with Cam, was emotional.
What are we listening to? What happened? What was that?
I don't know what that was. Shout out CBS Sports. Credit to CBS Sports.
CBS.
Oh, and look,
Eagles
Justin
and Giants.
Jaime, I said that's got to be good for your Cowboys though, because the Eagles were kind of right on the heels, and now they're
It
still.
doesn't matter. That's anybody's
couple games
division,
back.
man. That's anybody's division. We're trying to back into the playoffs at 7-11, so it's anybody's division.
Look,
Yeah.
dude, just survive the COVID. Meet us at the Super Bowl. Raiders, Cowboys. It's going down.
Meet them in Temecula.
Meet me in Temecula.
I would
bro.
actually like to see that happen.
Well, who the hell wouldn't? I mean, come on, that goes without saying.
And another thing about that game, which I do not want to talk about because it sucked, is it also sniped me on my prop bet of the lowest scoring game of the week, which I had as Jets Texans, and these fools end up throwing up 35 points. Damn it. I hate betting. I hate sports.
Blame it on the Jets.
Hey, man.
Also, Ron, you were the one of us three that didn't take the Jets. So
That's true. That's true. And also, I actually took the Jets on the pretense.
It doesn't
that
matter who
Magic-
won. I just thought it was going to be like 7-3.
I took the Jets on the pretense that Magic Mike White was going to be slinging the ball all over the place, and instead of
Yeah, and then I see Wilson out there
it was Zach
running around
Wilson
like
diving for touchdowns.
pitching it forward to people. I was like, dude, the one he had off the back of the guy's head, I was like, oh my God. Like, what is happening? Like, I hate everyone involved with this, like, so much.
I hate the
everyone
Jets,
involved
guys.
with
I
this
just have to
next
admit
game
it.
because this next game killed me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think it killed you, huh?
This-
Hey, I had the Broncos, by the way.
Hey,
Just
let's
gonna,
not bury the
sheet up
lead
there.
though. Let's not bury the lead. The entire AFC West is over 500. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
This is true. This is true.
But at what cost? At what cost? We all suck.
Dude, I would love to
At the
see
cost
the
of
recap
at the
this
cost
season
of
when
Sean
it
Hockley
ends.
having a sore arm this week. That's what at what cost?
And just focus on the AFC West. I would just like to see that NFL Films, the 2021 AFC West. It's like highs, lows, in betweens. Dallas got exposed.
It seems like a waste of the 30 millimeter cameras. Like, nobody wants to see all this cinematic coverage watching these fools.
No.
Pat Mahomes' brother dance on the sideline. The Raiders, just one disaster after another. The Chargers, I don't know what the hell they're doing. The Broncos suck, but somehow they do still have some kind of weird superpowers at, altitude.
Man, when
Uh,
when Teddy Bridgewater left the game, I thought I was
Teddy
like,
Two
oh, here we
Gloves.
go. It's Drew Lock time. Here we go. And to his credit, Teddy came back in. But yeah, that was just an odd game. Odd game for Herbert, man. Eckler's got passes going off his chest and into defenders. Like it's a tough game for the Chargers.
Broncos money line.
I see it.
Book
I
it.
see it. I saw that
I
you
did
had,
say
you had a scribble by it though, so it looks like
Yeah, but I changed my pick because you guys were getting too
You
enthusiastic
changed-
about the other.
I rewatched the episode today to track our picks. You changed your episode of the game 3 times, or you changed your pick on that game 3 times.
I stand by what I said. Eventually,
At
But,
one of those times, I stand by it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, look, I said it on Friday. The Chargers just never show up against the Broncos, and this may have been the worst example of them just completely not showing up. Just absolutely fucking terrible. Herbert had a bad game. Receivers dropping passes everywhere. They had a backup left guard in there that just shouldn't be a professional. It's absolutely terrible. Just burn the film. Just like when your Cowboys played them as well, man. Just burn the film, forget about it, and go to the next
Yeah.
week.
Hey, I was gonna
the
say, man,
Broncos,
wait,
the kryptonite of all good teams.
you want to see some O linemen that shouldn't be professionals? tune in Thursday night to Saints Cowboys because Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele are not eligible to play. So it should be fun.
Isn't like half the Cowboys roster not eligible to play this week,
The
I already
COVID
called-
thing is hitting them hard.
including the
The
head
COVID.
coach?
Hey,
They got the Megatron strain.
No, we got
I don't
Dan,
know.
We
It's
got
taking
Dan
the whole
Quinn.
team out.
Dan Quinn's coming down from the booth to potentially take Mike McCarthy's job. But yeah, it's I called it on Twitter earlier this week. Give me Zeke starting to tackle, bro. Like
Oh
give
yeah,
me Zeke
I'd
starting
take
to
it.
tackle.
Guys, there's so many 6 and 5s, and I'm losing my mind right now.
Yeah, that's the way. And speaking,
Yeah, that's
speaking
how
of one
my
of those
fantasy
6 and
football
5s,
season is going everywhere.
San
That's
Francisco
pretty much
49ers, baby. I told you guys. It started off, Kirk looked good, throws a couple touchdowns to Adam Thielen, and then all of a sudden the sun goes down and like a vampire. Like that guy just.
He loses all his strength.
Yeah.
he's an anti-vampire. He's great when the sun's out and then dies when the moon comes out.
Daywalker.
Yeah.
The Lost Boys.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
his schedule was so off that he got up underneath another man's ass. Like he just like crunch time and he lines up under the guard. I don't know what he was doing. But
Yeah, I did think it was a
primetime
little
Kirk, man. Primetime
troublesome when it looked like Debo might be out of the game. He came back, but I like what they're doing, kind of doing like basically like a Cordarrelle Patterson thing, just get the ball in his hand and let him take off. Like if we hand it off to him, if we throw it to him on a short screen or whatever, like however we can get this guy the ball. He is just like stunting on everyone.
Yeah,
But
actually,
I was a little, like, oh shit, they lost Debo. It might be
Not
a
that-
wrap. But now they pulled it out, and Kirk, yes, I know, I had the Vikings money line. Look, decisions were made. They weren't the best, okay? But it is what it is.
I mean, not to go full Eric Dickerson here, but I was texting with a buddy last year.
Hey.
So, but
I told someone just the other day, hey,
No.
I said, hey, you know what's going to happen, right?
you was right. No, all joking aside, though, I was, actually, I don't even think I was texting. I was talking with Lions fan buddy last year, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, when Deebo Samuel's healthy, like, that feels like a top 5, you know what I mean, in terms of, like, production and shit like that. Like, he's ridiculous.
Just a Swiss Army knife.
And, yeah, and to their credit, like, that's when the Niners look best, when Shanahan just goes, okay, I'm going to run everything through Deebo Samuel. I don't care which back we have, and it seems to benefit the backs as well. You get so much misdirection and shit. It's almost like a hybrid triple option at times, where it's like, you can't really predict what they're going to do with him when they're constantly putting him in motion in the backfield. So, yeah, Niners look good, and primetime Kirk strikes again. As does
And,
Matthew
plus,
Stafford and
with
Lambeau.
Kittle,
Matthew
like Kittle
Stafford
just
and
being
Lambeau
in the
strikes
game
again.
gives you, like, he's a really good blocker. Obviously, we know he can catch the ball, take fools on one-on-one, whatever, like when he does have the ball going down the field. But just him being out there, it changes kind of the dynamic of you have to respect that he is there. It's like Kelsey or something like that. Like, we got to pay attention to this guy. It frees up Debo. And, like, Debo's already good enough to get off anyway, but I think they got a little boost when Kittle apparently is going to be back. I would assume for the rest of the season. I don't know, knock on wood, but
Yeah, got nothing further to add there. So let's go
I'll
on to
add
the
this. The Rams suck. Fuck them.
yeah,
Fuck
go
the
on to the
Rams.
next one, dude. Do we have a third that's gonna say that?
Fuck the Rams.
All right,
The
that's a
second
third.
says it twice. That counts enough. But yeah, so the Packers defend their home turf there in Lambeau, beating the Rams, beating Matthew Stafford yet again. Funny stat that I saw today, Justin being the Lions insider will certainly appreciate this here. The Rams record in November, 0-3. You know who had a better record than them? The Detroit Lions, 0-2-1.
Hey, let's
No.
go.
Ties matter.
Exactly, ties matter. They call it
Ties matter,
tiebreak for a
especially
reason.
against the Steelers.
Look, I just hate Sean McVay. I saw him on, I think it was like NFL primetime before, and he was all like framed up for his one shot, like they were standing in the luxury suites or whatever. I don't know where they were in Lambeau, but I was like, dude, this guy, I hate this guy. Like, you're gonna wear it, dude. Like, you don't know what's going. You're gonna get fucked up, dude. And Rodgers doing all these like weird, all the Rodgers stuff that he does with his 9 toes, running around, throwing across his body. Doesn't matter. But,
how about that
I
pump
just hate
fake
the
on
Rams.
Jalen? How about the pump fake on Jalen Ramsey to scramble for that touchdown?
He didn't want it like that, dude.
Which actually,
You
that was
tell
another
me.
stat.
You
That's
tell
another
me.
stat. You tell me. That was another stat I saw was Rodgers was actually 7 for 7 when he threw against Jalen Ramsey this game. So
Going
tough
after
look
it.
for him, man. Can't have those kind of appearances when you're supposed to be one of the best corners in the league.
No, but I was happy for OBJ getting his touchdown. Good for him.
Got his TD. Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's back, by the way. He is totally back. But on to the last game on the slate.
Oh, whew,
What a
Boy.
classic last
Oh,
night.
yeah.
that we
an
saw.
AFC North just
Hmm.
barn burner.
Just a scorcher. I mean, this thing was everything that you want in a professional football game, but also
winning-
nothing that you want in a professional football game. It sucked.
The winning quarterback throwing 4 interceptions. Just
It's like some Terry Bradshaw like shit. Like just throw a bunch of picks and still win the game.
He's just
Yeah,
there to
win,
win.
yeah.
All right, he shows up and he wins.
yeah, just I mean this wasn't even enjoyable to watch. I kind of feel like, again, I said it earlier in the day, like I don't think was a very entertaining NFL week. It didn't help that the best college football Saturday of the year happened the day before it. But outside of the first 2 games on Thanksgiving, not a very good NFL week.
Well, I mean, this is a time of the year that college football comes out and it attracts everyone from people who followed it from the beginning to people who don't follow it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much like that.
Getting down to crunch time, and this is just kind of like a dog day. Like everybody's really starting to feel injuries. Middle of the season, you still got a few weeks left. So yeah, that's a fair point. But back to this game. I mean, there's just nothing good to say about it. Some AFC.
I mean,
North
Ravens
games
go to 8-3. That's
They do.
Yeah.
They're somehow 8-3.
there is something to be said for that. Win the ugly
Sure.
games, just get there, and the record will speak for itself afterwards. But yeah, this game was just dog shit. I mean, there's no way around it. It just sucked.
There's some AFC North games we've seen in the past, typically a Steelers Ravens game where it's low scoring, but it's really, really good defense. You can see it's the offense is playing bad, the defense is killing it. This was not that game. Just really both teams were bad. It's kind of one that I think both teams are going to forget, but the Ravens are thankful to come out with a win.
Yeah, you get the point on your record, and then you don't ever talk about it ever again. That sucked. That was terrible. But hey, we're 8-3. Moving on.
Yeah.
So, hey, I will, in this time, give a shout out to No ID Justin, who, based on
9-3
the
on his
result of
picks.
tonight's game, 9-3. So Justin is hot as hell right now. Of course, entertainment purposes only. Please believe that. But you wanna get on someone that's
not supposed to actually gamble.
kind of like a rocket ship to Mars right now. Justin is on fire.
Ron, you did with Washington's win. You hit your 50% mark. You hit your
50%
goal.
every week.
100%.
You set your
And
watch to that. You look.
I went
You look.
4-8. Look, I'm the kind of guy. I'm either going to lose you all your money or I'm going to win you all your money. There's no in between. All right.
You know
I'm the
what I mean?
Jameis.
Firing
I'm
up.
the
Firing
I'm
up.
the Jameis Winston of NFL picks.
I'm gonna make you lose your
I can
money
respect that
and
shit.
run away when you owe the money.
If you bet with me, you're going to lose almost every game or you're going to win almost every
Or
game.
you're gonna have a week
That's
where
it.
you just blow everyone's freaking face off. But look, if I could just stay at 50% throughout the rest of the season, I'm in. Just give me that. Obviously, we'd like to go higher, but
Yeah,
it's a
50%
very,
ain't bad.
few people could say that you just stay at 50%. And every week, I will give you half the winners. The other half, that's up to you. I mean, I can't.
You just got to guess which half Ronnie's going to get right.
Well, it makes it a little tricky, but hey.
That's part of the fun.
Dealing with
It
me,
is.
50%. Guaranteed, every time, half the time.
So last thing before we get out of here, just a real quick, and since we got Jaime on here, good time. Let's just talk about the Premier League real quick for the weekend here.
West Ham.
So yeah, look, I can deal with losing 2-1 to Man City. Like, Man City is a really good team. Their press up in like a full field press is incredible. West Ham still played bad. Lots of really terrible passes. A lot of bad ball retention. Although Lanzini with a 94th minute, just like absolutely amazing goal, because that's what Lanzini does, was also a massive, massive hit in the sports books because the over-under on goals scored was 2.5.
Yeah.
So Lanzini jumping in there, getting that third goal in the 94th minute was huge.
Dude, I saw the Brighton and Leeds game, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, opportunities, and Leeds just, God bless them. They stopped them.
Dude, Leeds, it's just,
Leeds.
I don't know what's going on, man. I never had any disillusions about Leeds being a great team, but I just
Same.
believe that they get up and down. They will score goals. They will get totally scored on also. And this year is just like,
It's not them.
not getting the goals. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
But Sim on Brighton, I mean, damn it. Why Brighton? Why?
Look, Brighton likes to keep it low scoring. Like, that is their thing, is we play really good defensive ball. And
Yeah.
then, maybe like Neil Maupay sneaks in a goal in the 15th minute, and then you just win 1-0. But yeah, 0-0. You obviously want to get the points, especially.
I think the highlight was Brentford.
Cucurella is my
against
boy
Everton,
also.
1-0.
Shut up.
That's right, Cucurella. That is your boy.
I'm just saying.
Brentford getting back to the win. Only 1-0. Maybe you expect a little bit more from them, but they'll take that win, especially kind of the streak they've been on. Brentford getting back into the win column. Got to appreciate that. Leicester getting back to form against Watford. Finally, that's a team to get right against. Chelsea, Man U.
And Chelsea. I know we had to talk about it. Sorry, Tyler.
Chelsea, just you outshoot them. What was it, 25-3, and it's a 1-1 score. And the one goal they gave up was just a ridiculous, like Jorginho losing the ball and giving up a 2-0 breakaway. This one killed my Sunday morning parlay, man. It killed it.
Man United, obviously they still have good players too, but it is devastating if that happens because, knowing what we know about what's going on this season, they don't want to be there. You give up a tie to these fools, everyone's just trying to quit. They don't even have a coach right now.
They didn't even start Ronaldo. Ronaldo came in 60 minutes in.
That sucks.
But
oh my
one thing
gosh, Arsenal. Oh, wait, that's not even sucking though. Newcastle's not.
Newcastle's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle's terrible. I mean, let's just give Arsenal that respect.
So one thing you may notice about this is there's only 9 games listed. If anybody watched any of the games, there was a massive snowstorm going through England this weekend. So this tweet kind of gained a bit of traction on Sunday. I wanted to show this. So this is a fan here, flew in from Dallas, Spurs fan, going out there, going to Tottenham to see the game. See here, 31-hour flight, running on fumes, all that stuff. Great, but hey, they're gonna go see the game, right?
Yeah.
About an hour after this gets posted, Tottenham cancels the game.
Oh man.
Look, I hate Tottenham. I feel bad for this guy. Long ass flight, Dallas to London. You get there and the game gets canceled. It was cool seeing, again, like I said, this tweet got a lot of traction. So I saw some former Spurs players were saying hey, if you're still in town, come here. We'll buy you drinks. We'll have food. Blah blah blah. People were saying, hey, if you're gonna stick around, because the Premier League plays
Corporate
midweek
players.
games. I think Spurs play again on Thursday. So, fans are saying, hey, if you're still in town, take our ticket, so that we can see a Spurs game. It was cool seeing the traction. I don't know if Tottenham actually reached out to this fan or not, but it was cool seeing all the former players reaching out and offering stuff to these
Hey,
people.
I like seeing, when the orange ball comes out, like, all right, weather game, cool, I'm down. It's going to be
Yeah.
sloppy, it's going to be weird. But it does suck for this guy, but, he made that choice. He's a Spurs fan for some reason. Like,
Dude, why is all this crazy stuff happening since Conte took over the job? Like, have you noticed, like, a lot of crazy shit has happened under him? Like,
Jaime, the only response to that, I don't even think it has to do with Conte. The only response to it is, lads, it's Tottenham.
It's Tottenham.
yeah.
he just said, the thing I realized is the quality is not very good. Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude, this is your new coach? He's just like, oh, dude, I didn't know, like, I took the contract, but I didn't realize all your players suck, so we got to rebuild this whole thing. That's kind of on you guys.
You and I were texting about this last week. Like, everything Conte is saying is everything that Mourinho said when he took the job, and people just shit on Mourinho for it. Now Conte's saying, they're like, oh, maybe he's right.
Feel
Like,
some kind of way though, because he's always like so in your face,
look,
so.
I'll say this. I like Mourinho. I mean, I don't want to
Yeah.
coach West Ham, but I like Mourinho, and he usually says, like, what Mourinho says is true. Like, a lot of what he says is true. It's just, maybe he's just, a massive dickhead about it. I don't know.
I mean,
like, hear it or not, like, I get it, but
when you could just be blunt and be a dick to Real Madrid,
Yeah, right.
well, I wish this guy the best. I hope he gets all kinds of free shit.
Shout out to Tigres.
I still don't like Spurs, but that's
Fans.
his own. He's
Hey,
already
man,
feeling
Tigres
enough
defense?
as a Spurs fan,
Yep.
so
They're playing Leon.
I'm gonna ease up on the boy.
Now it's gonna be even scary because Leon versus Tigres, you don't even know what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah, just throw everything out the window.
And I think they did away with the away goals, did they? I think they did.
Yeah, that's
like,
everybody's getting rid of the away goal rule. So now if you're tied at the end of the legs, you just go to golden goal.
or if you're
or
like
should-
a higher
or
seed, you
should-
advance. Yeah, it's
Well, the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. West Ham is definitely going to the
Massive.
Champions League.
Massive.
Shout out Jaime, also Vamos Tigres. And
Tigres.
we're going all the way.
Yeah.
We are going all the way.
And Texas
Dodgers
is back.
apparently saving an insane amount of money.
Texas is
Texas
back,
is
guys.
back, spending a lot of money. And USC is back also, I guess, now. They got Lincoln Riley. So thank you guys, as
Yeah.
always, for joining us. We will get back with you on Wednesday. And I think you guys know the drill, right? Keep the fire.
Keep the fire.
At the buzzer.